What's up out there, YouTube? Double D with Tournage du Bois. Welcome back. So we are in the new shop. We are still moving things in because the weather has not been as cooperative as we would like. However, we have power, we have some tools, we've got the lathe moved in and stuff, and we have a project we need to get done. So today we're not going to do a major project, we're just going to do a little pin. I was asked by some family to make a pin for a birthday that's coming up. So this is kind of a fun little birthday project of a slimline pin. So the quest on this one is the colors I was presented with for a resin one was blue and or pink, or a grain that had a wood that had some interesting graining to it. So what we decided, my wife and I sat down, kind of looked at some things, looked at what was on hand for stock wise as we were going through cleaning out the garage to get things moved out, and we settled on this. We have a blue, cobalt blue, and some white resin, so we'll get some decent swirling in there, so that'll be a lot of fun, and some spalted tamarind, which has some really nice graining. And so we're going to do half the pin with resin and half the pin with the wood. So this will be kind of a hybrid pin, but it's going to be a 50-50 hybrid as opposed to your typical hybrids where you have wood on each end with some resin in the middle. So this is going to be a little bit different, but it is going to be interesting. I haven't done one like this before. So two different types of finishes, of course, in the process, and we will jump over to get that going in just a moment. So we're going to be drilling these out. I've already cut them to length. We're going to drill them out, glue the tubes in, and then get going from there. So we'll catch you at the drill press. So because this is resin, and when you're turning a slimline it gets pretty thin, I'm going to paint the inside of the hole blue. So I've got this ultramarine blue. I'm going to put that on a Q-tip, and we will paint the inside of that tube. The main thing is just to paint the inside of this so that the tube doesn't show through the resin. And we'll let that dry up a bit, and then we will glue up the tubes. Alright, so we scuffed up the tubes and we've let that dry up pretty good. So we're going to use our Starbond medium. There's a link down below. If you need some, you can order them. Use the coupon code DD10 and you'll get a 10% off coupon. So you just want to twist the tube, of course, as you put it in. Get it all the way down in there. And then that'll seat up and glue down. Alright, so we'll let that dry up, and then we will trim the ends. I will probably not have a lot of sound because I am going to be running the dust collector during this, just because we're trying to keep the shop clean until we get everything moved in and go from there. But just wanted to let you know and I'm not sure how loud that dust collector is going to be on video, so there's a good chance there won't be much sound other than music.
One eternity later.
All right, so we sanded that up to 400 grit, hit it with denatured alcohol, then we came back at 600 grit. I'm going to do my abrasive paste, and then I'll probably do micro mesh. We'll take a look at this. If I don't need micro mesh, then I will do my Ace, my Novus 321 to polish that up. But I'll do my sanding sealer on the wood, and then I'll do my abrasive paste, and then Brad's tongue wax. Put a link to his information down below with his Etsy store. Definitely amazing abrasive paste and tongue wax. And then I'll finish up the wood with OB Shine. And we will see where we are with the resin part. And if we need anything additional on that OB Shine juice or otherwise, then we'll get to the assembly part. Brad sanding paste. Now what you'll see is as I'm working this in, you'll start seeing a really good shine coming back on the pieces. That does not make this a finish by any stretch of the imagination. This is simply an abrasive paste. So it is working, sanding with the grit that's in the sanding paste It's working up to about a 12 to 1500 grit range. So that is higher than most sanding papers are used. I sanded up to 600 with my pens and then hit it with the abrasive paste. Brad does have a microfine that he's been working on. Hopefully I'll get to try some of that sometime soon. But this is, once again, this is an abrasive paste, not a finish. So it's just working in an abrasive matter that is like sandpaper, but it is much smoother. So you'll just start to see that shine as it comes through. So then you just switch to a clean piece of the cloth and see if any comes off, and that's when you know you're done. And you can do this a couple of times if you want to. I typically don't. I typically just do it one time and call it good. Nothing's coming off, so we are good with that. So I'm going to put some tongue wax on here, and then we'll start looking at if we need to do anything with the resin piece. And it doesn't look like there's a lot of scratches, so I'll probably just use the Novus. I've already used the Novus 3, which is the heavy scratches, and then I'll hit it with the Novus 2, which is the fine scratches, so it'll remove some of that. And if I see anything beyond that, what I'll do is go through the micro mesh, at least the last few pads, and clean that up. But it's looking really good, and I'm not seeing scratches currently. So let's get this in the tongue wax and go from there. And as I look at that, I'm not seeing any scratches at all. So this Novus 321 works really, really well. So I'm going to hit this with the polish. Then I'm going to OB Shine Juice the entire pen, and then we'll get it assembled. So with OB Shine Juice, it's a friction polish, so you want the speed up really good. I always put the first coat on, let it cool down by running just a little bit, and then I'll start with my second and third coats if needed. I think that has a pretty good shine, so let's get this pen put together. So I like to use these little yellow bins to keep everything organized, because then I can set my pen blanks up in the orientation. So I always have on the right hand side, I have the pen with the tip going down, the part where I'm going to have a meet, or top here, bottom here. That way I always know exactly how I want everything to line up. That's really, really important when you are doing pens out of wood and you want to match the grain up. With this kind of one, it's not as important as to which goes in which order. It's just the way I had this picked. So then it's just a matter of figuring out where we want the clip to be. And I kind of like that with all the white swirling that we have. what I always do is I always put this in about to where I think it is going to be. I usually try and go just shy of that line. That way I can put the ink cartridge in, screw it down, and then advance it to see how far. Make sure it comes back all the way. And there you go. A slimline pen, half resin, half wood. Hey, welcome back. Hope you had a good time. I will tell you, it was amazing to, one, be in the new shop, two, get to turn a project. This is the second thing I've turned in over a month. So thank you for this journey. I know it's not a big project, but those will be coming because I've got YouTube cross-channel challenge for last month, the Mimic challenge put out by Will over at Will Makes Everything. So I've got to do that. But we got a project in the book. So we have our pen that is half wood, spalted tamarind, and resin, which is the Alumilite Clear Slow that I've used before with the blue and the white swirl. Let me know what you think about it. I know it's just a slimline pen, but I appreciate thumbs up, thumbs down, doesn't matter. I appreciate it all. Please leave your comments below. Like I said, it's just amazing to be back in the saddle turning projects. So now I know that the last week's video with the shop build, kind of the wrap up with the floor, I talked about a package I received from Todd and Shannon over at Duca Heritage. So I told you guys that they sent me some wood blanks that I'll be using in the near future, but I wanted to show that to you because I promised I would. So they sent me this nice big package with quite a few stamps on it. Feeling the love, thank you, thank you. But they sent me some amazing pieces of walnut. So I've got this piece of walnut that I'm looking forward to doing a small hollow form or cut that into a couple of pieces, then I can use those as finials or something like that, but I'm looking forward to that. Then they sent me a little bit of a larger piece that I think I'm going to do either a small bowl or maybe a lidded box, something like that. Maybe I'll do a hollow form out of this with a lid and a finial out of that. Who knows? We will have some fun with this. Really looking forward to it. So huge thank you to Todd, Shannon, and Aurora. Thank you for your all support. And I am proud to call you all my friends. So like I said before, give it the thumbs up, thumbs down, whether you liked it or not. Please leave a comment down below. If you haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so. Share this with your friends. That's how this channel continues to grow. We have seen some growth recently, and that's exciting as we continue to hopefully provide you with some good quality projects now that we're back in the saddle returning. We still have some things to move in, so this is like I said, a smaller project. We're going to be, the weather's not been as cooperative as we want, but wanted to get back into it and get some projects done. So hope you enjoyed it, and we will catch you next week.